So listen, last class we explained around 19 questions. The remaining questions I'll complete today. So check it once again. Hydrogen lesson, NCERT exercise question you are solving. Yes. Can you see the question number 20 NCERT textbook? Complete the following chemical reactions. Complete the following chemical reactions. So they given some examples, given around 5 examples given. Classify the above into hydrolysis, redox, and hydration reactions. So can based on the reaction you can say either hydrolysis reaction or redox reaction and hydration reaction. Can you see the first example? What is given? PbS plus H2O2. So PbS, lead sulfide plus H2O2. So here H2O2 is acting an oxidizing agent in the reaction. Hence it is redox reaction. So first one is redox reaction type. So you can write PbS plus H2O to form PbSO4 plus H2O. That is redox reaction type. They mentioned redox, it is redox reaction. It is redox reaction. Second one, MnO4, then MnO4 minus plus 5H2O form Mn plus 2 plus 8H2O. So here H2O2 now. It is wrongly given ma. Once again, wait. Second one, second check it. Just 1 minute. You can see the textbook ma. Question number 20. Yes. MnO4 minus plus H2O2 is correct ma. So in book they given solution they given wrongly. That's why I can mention clearly H2O2 is correctly. Sorry that mistake. You can write down MnO4 minus plus H2O2 should be there. So here also you can write down H2O2 you can write down. Wait. I'm waiting in lobby. Yes. So listen. MnO4 minus plus H2O2 is correct ma. It is given only H2O is given solution book. So you can take here H2O2. So then plus 6H plus you can take 6H plus. So H2O2 is reducing agent in acidic medium, thereby oxidizing MnO4 minus. Hence the given reaction is redox reaction. So first reaction, second reaction of both also redox reaction. Third one, CaO, calcium oxide plus H2O2 gives rise to form of calcium hydroxide. So the reaction in which a compound reacts with water to produce other compounds are called hydrolysis reactions. So the reaction in which a compound reacts with water to produce other compounds are called hydrolysis reactions. The given reaction is hydrolysis reaction. Yes. Next one is fourth one. So AlCl3 plus H2O2 form AlOH3 aluminum hydroxide plus HCl. So the reaction in which compound reacts with water to produce other compounds are called hydrolysis reactions. So the given reaction represents hydrolysis of AlCl3. Hydrolysis of AlCl3. So third reaction, fourth reaction can say hydrolysis reactions. Next one is fifth reaction, also same thing. The reaction in which compound reacts with water to produce other compounds are called hydrolysis reactions. So what is the meaning of hydrolysis reaction? Nothing but in reaction which compound react with water produce other compounds. Produce other compounds is called hydrolysis reaction. It's called hydrolysis reaction. You know what is the meaning of hydrolysis reaction and redox reaction also? So that chemical reaction, yes, so it is acting oxidizing agent. So hence reaction can say redox reaction. Otherwise, one chemical reaction showing both oxidation and reduction. That you can say redox reaction. Redox reaction. Fourth one is there. The third one is there. What is the meaning of third one? Hydration. Hydration. Hydration reaction. You can see the definition of hydration reaction. A chemical reaction in which a substance combined with water. Substance combined with water. That you can say hydration reaction. Hydration reaction. So it's hydration reaction we are studying in organic chemistry. Hydration reactions we are studying in organic chemistry. So hydration reaction and main can take chemical reaction where hydrogen and hydroxyl ion attached to carbon. Carbon in a double bond. Generally, so these are usually it will be there alkenes and alkynes. Alkenes and alkynes. So react with water will produce alcohol will be there. So all alcohols reactions will be formed. Okay, alkenes and alkynes reacting with water to produce alcohol. That you can say hydration reactions. Main you can take example is alkenes and alkynes. Clear all three? Yes. Next question, check it. Describe the structure of common from ice. Ice is a crystalline form of water. It takes hexagonal form. So if crystallized at atmospheric pressure, but condensed to cubic form, the temperature is very low. So the three-dimensional structure of ice is represented as it is given clearly. It is a hexagonal type of structure. Hexagonal like Benjamin type ma. So connection will be there. Hexagonal type. This is a hexagonal. So like that will be there. Connectivity. Again it will be connect form. So one more hexagonal type. And again connectivity with hexagonal formation. Like that you can write down. So like that you can form many type of structures. It will be connectivity is there, like chain formation. See. Okay, na? Yes. Layers type will be there. The structure is highly ordered as the hydrogen bonding. Each oxygen atom is surrounded tetrahedrally by 4 other oxygen atoms. So distance also given, bond length is given 276 picometer. The structure also contains wide holes that can be hold molecules of appropriate sizes interstitial is given. Okay, na? Yes. So it will be highly ordered as hydrogen bonding. So hydrogen bonding is like, H2O containing hydrogen bonding, like even HF also containing hydrogen bonding and NH3 also containing hydrogen bonding. But here each oxygen atom surrounded by tetrahedrally 4 other oxygen atoms also there, and bond distance also given 276 picometer. What causes the temperature? Sorry, what causes the temporary and permanent hardness of water? Like hardness of water, how they classified? Hardness of water, how they classified? So permanent hardness and temporary hardness is there. Temporary hardness of water is due to presence of soluble salts of magnesium, calcium, and carbonate. So that can be the temporary hardness of water. Permanent hardness of water condition, presence of soluble salts like calcium and magnesium will be common, both cases. Only anions will be differ. That is, there will be carbonate is there, but here we are we are solving in chlorides and sulfate can take. So here calcium, magnesium will be common for the both cases, but temporary condition only carbonates we have, permanent condition we have chlorides and sulfates will be there. Yes, it is given chlorides and sulfates. Next question, check it. Discuss the principle and method of softening of hard water by synthetic ion exchange resin. The process of treating permanent hardness of water using synthetic resins is based on the exchange of cation. Please mute my mic. Someone listen. Yes. So they are using exchange of resins will be there. The process treating permanent hardness of water using synthetic resins is based on the exchange of cations and anions. They give an example of what cations will be there, what anions also there. So present in water by H plus and OH minus ions will be there respectively. The synthetic resins are classified into two types. One is the cation exchange resin, next one is anion exchange resin. Cation exchange resin condition, the large organic molecules that contain the SO3H group, the resin is firstly changed to RNA by treating with NaCl. So this resin then exchanged by sodium ions with calcium and magnesium ions. So thereby making the water be soft. So there are cation exchange resins in H plus form. The resin exchanges H plus ions from for Na plus, Ca plus 2 and Mg plus 2 ions. Anion exchange condition, you can exchange of OH minus ions will be there. So like anions will be the chlorides and carbonates and sulfates will be there present in water. So with the help of OH minus you can replace. During the complete process of water, first passes through cation exchange process, then water obtained after this process is free from mineral cations and it is acidic in nature. So these acidic water is then passed through the anion exchange process where OH ions will be neutralized, the H plus ions and deionizes. The water is obtained. Next one is write the chemical reactions to show the amphoteric nature of water. So they having combination with reaction with H2S and reaction with NH3 and self-ionization of water also they given. So here water will be act as a amphoteric nature. So they based on the like reactions. What is the reactions will be there? So reaction with H2S, reaction with NH3, yes will be there. So in a H2S condition, H2S is acid, water act as a base. Then form a conjugated acid plus conjugated base. So the forward reaction H2O accept protons from H2S. Hence it acts as a Lewis base. Next one is a reaction with ammonia condition. The reaction takes place. H2O is reacting with ammonia, then form OH minus ions plus NH4 plus ions will be there. Okay, now next one is we have self-ionization of water also there. The reaction, two water molecules will be reacting with acid and base, then form yes acid and base, conjugated acid and conjugated base. Okay, acid became conjugated acid, base became conjugated base. Okay, na? In ammonia condition, water act as a acid. In H2S condition, water act as a base. They given. So here base here acid. So already we have these reactions in textbook also. You can check it once again. Next one is write chemical reactions. Write chemical reactions to justify that hydrogen peroxide can be functions as an oxidizing as well as a reducing agent. Write chemical reaction and justify the hydrogen peroxide can function as an oxidizing as well as reducing agent. So hydrogen peroxide H2O2 act as an oxidizing as well as reducing agent in both acidic and alkaline medium. Acidic and alkaline medium. So here listen, reactions involving oxidizing reactions. Reactions involving oxidizing actions they given. Yes, what are the reactions also they given? And reactions involving reduction actions also given. Yes. So once again question listen. Write the chemical reactions. Justify that hydrogen peroxide can function as an oxidizing as well as a reducing agent. So they given oxidizing as well as reducing agent. First they given oxidizing actions and they given next they given reducing actions also they given. Please check it those reactions also. Next one is what is meant by demineralized water and how it can be obtained. So demineralized water nothing but it is free from all soluble mineral salt. So it does not contain any anions or cations. So demineralized water nothing but it is free from all soluble mineral salts. So it does not contain any anions or cations. So demineralized water is obtained by passing water successively through the cation exchange and anion exchange region. So during the cation exchange process, H plus exchanges from then Na plus Mg plus 2 Ca plus 2 and other cations present in water. Next one is the anion exchange condition OH minus will be instead of OH minus like exchanges from for anions such as HCO3 minus Cl minus SO4 minus 2 like CO3 minus 2 will be given. Yes. So OH minus ions will be liberated in reaction 2 neutralizes H plus ions liberated in reaction 1. So thereby forming water. So H plus and OH minus will be form water. Okay, na? Next one is so in is demineralized or distilled water useful for drinking purpose? If not, how can it be made useful? Question understood? Is demineralized otherwise distilled water useful for drinking purpose? If it is not, how we can be made useful? If it is not possible means how we can make it into useful also. So water is an important part of our life. So it contains several dissolved nutrients that are required by human beings. Plants and animals are many things also like it required water. Yes, demineralized water is free of all soluble minerals. Hence, it is not fit for drinking. So demineralized minerals not there. So that will be not fit for the drinking purpose. It can be made useful for drinking. How we can do after the addition of the desired minerals in specific amount which are important for growing. So you can add mineral. After then it is useful for the drinking purpose. You know some minerals and some water, some purified water like mineral water is there, glycinary water. This is they are adding some minerals also. Some water will be like RO water is that we are making it into purifying. There will be exchange of reagents will be there, cations and anions exchange of will be there. But some like some techniques, so they are adding minerals also. Purification of water condition, they are adding extra minerals also. Yeah. This given the is mineralized or distilled water is useful for drinking. They're asking, so it is not. Why means like it is not having minerals. So after then you can add minerals. You can take for drinking purpose also. Describe the usefulness of water in biosphere and biological system. Water is essential for all forms of life. It contains around 65% of human body and 95% of plant. Water plays an important role in the biosphere owing to its high specific heat of thermal conductivity and surface tension, dipole moment, and dielectric constant also. The high heat of vaporization and heat capacity of water helps in moderating the climate and body temperature of all living beings also. So it acts as a carrier of various nutrients required by plants and animals for various metabolic reactions. Various metabolic reactions of segment. Next one is what properties of water make so it is useful as a solvent. What type of compounds can it dissolve, otherwise hydrolyze? A high value of dielectric constant and dipole moment make water universal solvent. Water is able to dissolve most ionic and covalent compounds. Ionic compounds dissolved in water. Yes. Water can hydrolyze metallic and non-metallic oxides, hydrates, carbides, phosphates, nitrates, and various other salts also. During the hydrolysis, so ions of water interact with the reacting molecules. Some reactions also they given. For example, you can take calcium oxide plus water form, calcium hydroxide, even hydrates also, even carbides also they given, like phosphates, nitrates, various other salts also during the hydrolysis. So water will be interact with the reacting molecules they provided. Knowing the properties of D2O, do you think D2O can be used for drinking purpose? It is heavy water. Heavy water is can you use for the drinking purpose? So heavy water act as a moderate. So it is show that the rate of reaction due to this property of D2O cannot be used for the drinking purpose because of it will be shown down anabolic, not metabolic, and catabolic reactions takes place in the body and leads to casualty is given. What is the difference between in terms of hydrolysis and hydration? Yes, now they given. What is the difference between hydrolysis and hydration? Hydrolysis is defined as a chemical reaction which can hydration and hydroxide ions of water molecules react with compound to form products. So NaH reacting with water form NaOH plus H2. Hydration is defined as the addition of one or more water molecules to ion or molecules to form hydrated compounds. For example, they given CuSO4 plus 5H2O. What will form? CuSO4 dot 5H2O is given. Next one is how can saline hydrates remove trace of water to form organic compounds? So saline hydrates, how it was formed? So here, when hydrogen react with S-block elements form saline hydrates. Thus they react with water to form metal hydroxides along with the liberation of hydrogen gas. So the reaction of saline hydrates with water can be represented as the given. So when added to organic solvents, they react with water. Yes, present it. Hydrogen escapes in it. The atmosphere leaving behind metallic hydroxide. The dry organic solvents distills over. What do you expect the nature of hydrates? Nature of hydrates is if formed by elements of atomic numbers given 15, 19, 23 and 44 with dihydrogen. Compare their behavior towards water. Given the elements of atomic number they given 15, 19, 23 and 44 are nitrogen, potassium and vanadium and ruthenium also. Next one is hydrate of nitrogen. So hydrate of nitrogen is covalent molecule. So it is an electron rich hydrate owing to the presence of excess of electrons as a lone pair of nitrogen. So nitrogen containing lone pair of electrons, that is excess of electrons will be there. So again listen question. What do you expect the nature of hydrolysis? Forwarded by the elements of atomic number 15, 19, 23 and 44 also. Yes. Compare their behavior towards water. So hydrates of nitrogen is a covalent molecule. So here electron rich type of yes, hydrogen like rich type of bond formation is there, and presence of excess of electrons as lone pair or nitrogen atom. Next one is the hydrates of potassium also. Dihydrogen forms an ionic hydrate with potassium. Owing to the high electropositive nature of potassium, it is crystalline and non-volatile in nature also the given. Hydrates of vanadium and ruthenium also. Both vanadium ruthenium being to the D block of the periodic table. The metals of D block from metallic or non-stoichiometric hydrates. So hydrates of vanadium and ruthenium are therefore metallic in nature having a deficiency of hydrogen. Next one is behavior of hydrates towards water. So potassium hydrates react with violently with water. Potassium hydrates like potassium hydrate plus water form KOH plus H2 is there. Even ammonia also reacting with water form Lewis base. Yes, ammonia behave Lewis base and react with water. Will form hydrates of vanadium and ruthenium do not react with water, hence increasing the order of reactivity of the hydrates they provided. Next one is, do you expect different products in solution when aluminum 3 chloride AlCl3 and potassium chloride KCl treated separately with normal water, acidified water and alkaline water? Write the equation wherever necessary. We can write three combinations: normal water, acidic water and alkaline water. So potassium chloride is the salt of strong gas, salt of a strong acid and strong base. Hence, it is neutralized, neutral in nature and does not undergo hydrolysis in normal water. So it is dissociated into the ions. So in acidified and alkaline water, the ions do not react and remain and such as they given. So aluminum chloride is a salt of strong acid and weak base. Hence it undergoes hydrolysis in normal water. So in acidified water, H plus ions will be there, react with AlOH thrice, forming water to giving Al plus 3 ions, and acidified water will be yes, and Al3 will be exist as Al plus 3 and Cl minus will be there. Okay, na? AlCl3 in presence of acidified water. Al3L3 in presence of normal water. What will happen? Explain. Next one is in alkaline water also, but in base condition also. What will happen? So AlOH thrice reacting with OH minus ions will form aluminum hydroxide. Complex fluid formation is there. Next one is how does H2O2 behave in a bleaching agent? So H2O2 otherwise hydrogen peroxide act as a strong oxidizing agent both in acidic and basic medium also. When added to a cloth, it weakens the chemical bonds of the chromophores. Hence, the visible light is not absorbed, and hence the cloth gets whitened. Okay, like it is given H2O2 behave in a bleaching agent. Why? So H2O2 and nothing but hydrogen peroxide act as a strong oxidizing agent in both and acidic and basic medium. What do you understand by terms hydrogen economy, and then hydrogenation, syngas, water gas reaction, and fuel cells also? What is the meaning of hydrogen economy? Hydrogen economy nothing but it is the technique of using dihydrogen in efficient way. So it involves in the transportation and storage of dihydrogen in the form of the liquid or gaseous formation. Dihydrogen release more energy than petrol. So and it is eco-friendlier. Hence it can be used in the fuel cells to generate electronic power. Hydrogen economy is about the transmission of this energy into the form of dihydrogen. Next one is hydrogenation. Hydrogenation is the addition of dihydrogen to another reactant. This process is used to reduce a compound in the presence of suitable catalyst. For example, hydrogenation of vegetable oil using nickel as a catalyst gives edible fats such as vanaspati ghee and etc. Just now they give an example. Hydrogenation nothing but addition of dihydrogen to another reactant. So this process will be used to the reducing compound in the presence of suitable catalyst. Okay, na? Next one is syngas. Syngas is so a mixture of carbon monoxide and dihydrogen. So since the mixture of two gases is used to the synthesis of methanol, it is called syngas. So synthesis gas or water gas also they give. So syngas is produced on the action of steam with hydrocarbons or coke at the high temperature, the presence of catalyst. Presence of catalyst. Next one is water shift reaction. It is the reaction of carbon monoxide of syngas mixture with steam in the presence of catalyst. So this reaction is used to increase the yield of dihydrogen obtained from the coal gasification reaction. Next one, what is the meaning of fuel cells? So fuel cells are devices for the producing electricity from the fuel, the presence of an electrolyte. So dihydrogen can be used as fuels in these cells. So it is preferred over other fuel cells because of it is eco-friendly and release greater energy per unit mass of fuel as compared to the gasoline and other fuels also. Yes. What is the meaning of gasoline? Gasoline. What is gasoline chemical formula? So gasoline chemical that is petrochemical amma. So 2,2,4 trimethyl pentane. Okay, na? So that will be used in the petrol preparation also. Okay, na? C8H18. C8H18. That is an example of alkane product. Okay, na? Yes. Okay, na? That's all, ma. I think all questions over. Any question you want repeated, like I will explain one more time. Can you say any question number? Students, answer check it the NCERT exercise questions. Which question, any difficulties there, I will teach those questions. Please tell the question numbers alone. Anyone? Any question and answer you are confusing, please ask me. I will teach those question and answers alone. Please ask students. Listen. So this chapter what we studied, once again explain. So hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe and third most abundant on the surface of the globe. Yes. So after studying this unit, what will be able to do? Look at here once again. Are able to do that or not? Present informed opinions on the position of hydrogen in the periodic table. So they explained about position of hydrogen. Information about the given. So it is resemble with alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. Yes. Similarities and dissimilarity also they given. Next one is identify the modes of occurrence and preparations of dihydrogen on a small and commercial scale. Describe of isotopes of hydrogen. So they're given explanation of about isotopes of hydrogen. Isotopes of hydrogen. We have three isotopes. That is protium, deuterium, tritium we have, and they explain about the occurrence of hydrogen. Yes, those things also they explained. And dihydrogen also. Preparations of dihydrogen also we explained. Next one is explain how different elements combined with hydrogen to form ionic, molecular, non-stoichiometric compounds. Yes, hydrates will be there. Hydrate they classified into three types: ionic, covalent, metallic. Ionic, one more name is stoichiometric saline type hydrate. Covalent, one more type is molecular hydrates will be there. Metallic condition they given non-stoichiometric hydrates they explained about. When it is form ionic hydrate when reacting with S block elements, and covalent hydrates will be again they classified into three types: electron deficient, electron rich type, electron precise type. So electron deficient condition when hydrogen will be reacting with 13th group. Electron precise condition hydrogen is reacting with 14th group. Electron rich condition and hydrogen is reacting with 15th, 16th and 17th group elements. Okay na? Next we have the metallic type. Metallic condition hydrogen is combined with F block elements and D block elements will be given. Yes. So that you can say one more name is non-stoichiometric hydrates also they given. Next one is describe how an understanding of its properties can be lead to the production of usable substance and new technologies. Yes, like what is understand the structure of water, uses of the knowledge, like what I explained, the structure of water condition, gases formation and liquid formation also. What is the structure of water they given, and explain how environmental water quantities depends on the variety dissolved substance, the difference between hard water and soft water, and learn about the sources also they given. Then they explain about hard and soft water also there. Yes, they explain clearly. Next thing you can check it and acquire the knowledge about acquire the knowledge about heavy water and what is the importance also they given. What is the importance also they given. Next one is understand the structure of hydrogen peroxide and learn its preparations and properties and manufacturing also they given. Next one is understand and use certain terms of the given electron deficient, electron precise, and electron rich hydrogen economy and hydrogenation, etc. Okay, na? These things we studied in this chapter. Yes, ma. That's all. So tomorrow class will start new chapter, organic chemistry. The chapter completed means term 1 syllabus completed, ma. So term 1 we have 7 chapters, term 2 we have only 6 chapters. Okay, na? Yes, out of 7, 6 chapters completed. Only 1 chapter alone only pending. The pending chapter also tomorrow start. This maximum this month will finish the